Aloha, everybody, and mahalo for joining me for another exciting episode of Insane Disappearances. I just love saying that word yet just quickly at the same time when you know what you're about to read. Anyway, I'm gonna try and get like two cases in today. The first one is about a young 2-year-old boy named David um, I'm sorry, Baumgarten. Yeah, David Baumgarten. Whew, these names get weirder and weirder. No offense to the family, of course. Okay, now David went missing on 5/11/1938, noon. It was around noontime in Pine Knot and Big Bear Lake in California. Like I said before, he was at the age of 2. Now, Leon Baumgarten, which is his father, was a food company representative. He took his wife and son, David, with him on a sales trip to Big Bear Lake. At noon on May 11th, 1938, Leon stopped at the country store on the north side of the lake to visit the owner. Sometime during the visit, before, sometime during the visit to the store, David disappeared. The Baum, the Baumgarten, the Baumgartens did not wait long before calling the sheriff and asking for search assistance. San Bernardino County Sheriff Emmett L. Shea responded with several deputies and canines to look for the boy. The search continued nonstop through the night and went into the snowy covered hills east of the store. 30 hours after David disappeared, Leon, his father, was searching an area east of the store on an old wagon road when he thought he saw faint prints in the snow from the prior night. Leon stated that when he saw the prints, he kneeled into the snow and prayed that he'd find his son. He continued up the hill and found his son lying face down and unconscious in the snow and mud for miles from where he had disappeared. David Baumgarten was alive. David had 3 deep scratches on the face, but was otherwise in very good condition. The boy survived. Why did why David was walking uphill into heavier snowfall and colder temperatures is something we will never know. Okay, now about this case, it's what I've been saying before about how things happen. You go somewhere and you in the store. I'm pretty sure their son was, in the store like all kids do. They start looking around at certain things. May have saw something interesting, but this is the crazy part. He disappeared inside the store. I guess. Let me see. I mean, they said they went to the store. They didn't say if they went inside or they wasn't inside. So I would imagine they went inside the store to visit the owner. Okay, and somewhere along the line he disappeared, either in the store or they was outside talking to the owner and he disappeared. Okay, and I think that is what David's father did is something that all people should do in cases like this. Get down on your knees and pray, because whatever is taking the children or even the parents or the other relatives or even friends, I haven't heard. This is the first time I heard of the parent actually getting down on their knees and praying that they find their son, and he did, and he was alive. So, because whatever it is taking these people, man, woman, or child, they're evil. Okay, they have no remorse for human life, and I mean, this, I won't say cowardly, but they are so conniving that they are just cunning enough to not leave any evidence whatsoever. Okay, and another thing I've noticed, every single time these families or these people traverse into these areas, that's when they disappear. So I'm thinking that these people or things, they have the ability to control the mind. So I'm thinking it might be mind control, that they put these suggestions in their head and they lead them to these areas like puppets, and then they take them. So obviously, it's something that is unwilling for them to be doing. Now they decide to go into the wilderness to do this, to camp and do whatever. I understand that, but I think that still there is a level of mind control in all of this. I would think because they always seem to just go into the one area where they actually disappear. It's just I don't know. It's so many levels to this, and it's too much to even try to consider because it's everything just happens so randomly. So I mean that's just my opinion. I mean I'm pretty sure it could be anything, but that's the problem. It's anything. It could be anything. You can't never pinpoint why this is happening, who it is, what they actually do to make these people disappear, and how is it that every single person seems to go in this one particular area where they disappear. And it don't even have to be in the wilderness. It could be in the area of the wilderness, or it could be somewhere in the middle where there happens to be a store, and the kid just vanishes, out of sight, and then they're put back in the area, but miles away from where they were last seen, you know. So still, the question is, why are they doing this? And the boy came back alive. Maybe when he started praying and God came into the picture, that's when they said, "Oh no, we can't do this," and they put him back. Because I've heard of some cases where aliens don't even want to hear the name God. Anybody that's religious, they bring them back. You know, so I don't know. Maybe there's a small portion, maybe a small portion of all of this is alien, affiliated. I'm not sure. Boy, it's like it racks your brain trying to figure out what's really going on here. Okay, now I got another one for you. This one is about a 3-year-old boy named Wayne Bowers. Okay, Wayne disappeared on 7/05/47. Uh, of course, this was at Big Bear Lake too, in California. And let's see, and like I said, his age. I don't know if I mentioned it, but he was around 3 years old when he disappeared. Okay, and he had blonde hair. Now, Master Sergeant Claude Bowers, I'm guessing that's his father, was stationed at the U.S. Marine facility in Bartow, California, when he took his family for a weekend retreat at Big Bear Lake. The family stayed in a cabin on the southeast side, the southeast side of the lake. Sometime during the day on July 5th, 1947, 3-year-old Wayne Bowers disappeared from the family cabin. I'll get to that part in a second. Locals assisted the family in searching for the small boy until they realized they needed additional assistance. Sheriff James Stalker of the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department joined the hunt and assigned search areas to a contingent of deputies, volunteers, and local residents. The sheriff stated that 2 groups of K9s followed the boy's scent followed the scent 4 miles from the cabin to an area near the state highway. Stalker stated that there was the possibility that the boy was abducted. 56 hours after the blonde-haired boy disappeared, searchers found tracks up on Moon Ridge Road near Sand Canyon. Yeah, 4 miles from the cabin. The sheriff threw all available resources into the area. 2 hours later, the SAR member, and 2 hours later, and SAR member, yeah, it's weird the way they wrote this. I think there was like a misspelling or something like that. SAR members were researching an area that had been searched the day before. The searcher found Wayne Bowers asleep at 4:35 p.m. lying against a log. The boy had had scratches on his body, but was in reasonably good condition. Wayne was taken to a local hospital where he was given fruits he was given fluids and declared to be in good condition. Okay. Now with this, once again, another disappearing act under the watchful gaze of his parents. I mean, they was in the cabin, and he just up and just vanished, in thin air. So you don't even have to be in the wilderness. You could be in the wilderness, but you don't have to be outside. You could be in your cabin, and you disappear. So there's really no limit to how they take people. You could be outside in the wilderness. You could be inside your cabin. Because there was another story about a young boy that was taken from a trailer home, and he was never seen again. So, it's just the weirdest thing how they just up and just take them, no matter where they are, no matter who they are, no matter how old they are. Now they didn't mention that the boy had a disability because most little boys or little girls that are taken all seem, somehow have they have like a disability where it could be Down syndrome, it could just be too young to talk, and he was 3 years old, so he was probably still too young to really comprehend what was really going on. You know, he was found, but he was asleep, so that's good. You know, there was no praying in this. I mean, I'm pretty sure they were praying, but they didn't mention it. But that's like I said, it's got to be some level of mind control to where they plant these ideas in their head for them to go to a certain spot where they're taken. I don't know this, but it just seems to be so. It seems to like to be a pattern where they always seem to go to these places and they just happen to disappear. So there's got to be, like I said, some level of mind control where they put that thought in their head, say, okay, we're gonna go here, and the family follows along, and boom, somebody disappears. So yeah, it's so weird, with these cases and how they seem to just vanish without a trace. You know, um, like I said, to answer the comment of one of my viewers, Kim Star 66, and how she said she would love to know what the park rangers know, and because they obviously know something. Like I said in the comment, I really don't think they know. I think the knowledge of what's really going on goes higher up in the park service. And once again, let's not forget this is a federally owned um, monument or national parks. They're all federally owned because we're talking about the government here. The government is notorious for keeping secrets, so I would think that they have something to do with it as well. I mean, look at the whole thing with the FBI. That's part of the government too. That's a federal installation, and we're talking about the X Files here, and they know a lot about the unknown. They just don't ever talk about it, So I mean, obviously that would be a reason why they would just show up out of nowhere and say they just monitoring the case, knowing that there was no criminal element involved, But yet you want to, monitor the an unknown portion of an investigation dealing with disappearances. So, you know, like I said before, it's anybody's guess of what's really going on here. We can come up with all the theories we want, but if there's no proof to that theory, there's really no point in saying that's what it is, even though we know it. Because, like I said, the facts and all of the evidence lead to you thinking that something paranormal is going on here, and it leads you to think about uh, portals to different dimensions or different Earths. It leads you to think about demons or creatures from another level of the Earth. Okay, it could be Bigfoot. It could be aliens. It could be UFOs. It could be anything. It's just so many compiled levels to what this could be all about. And it's also weird how they um they add folklore to the mystery. Just like what I said before about the night marchers and how you have to actually practically get naked if you're in the sight of these night marchers. You literally have to take off all your clothes down to your underwear and bury your head in the sand. That's a show of respect to them. And all these small portions of all the folklore, from all these legendary stories. dealing with, the past and all these different cultures and stuff. All this stuff is added to the mix. It's like they're creating some big stew and they just adding all this stuff and they stirred it up into one big pot, and it becomes just one big mess. Okay, and they're adding all this stuff to every single case when it comes to these mysteries. It's just mind blowing. The more theories I come up with, the more questions just arise. Because like I said, it could be anything. They could walk into a dimensional portal and end up on a Earth, where they couldn't get back to this one, so they were forced to create a new life and probably end up getting married again, had kids, and who knows? This same thing might be happening on on that Earth or that world, you know, or it could be a world where it doesn't happen. I don't know, They probably don't even have mountains on that world. Who knows? It could be anything. Like I said, it's anybody's guess. So but yeah, man, weird stuff. But that's it for today. I got to read up on some more cases, and I will definitely post them on my page where you guys can hear all the craziness. So always imparting, aloha, mahalo, and ahuiho. Be blessed, guys. Aloha.